That shouldn't surprise any of us. But they went in there and absolutely obliterated the Connecticut Sun tonight. Caitlin Clark, big-time double-double. And before the game, Sophie Cunningham was asked about her comments that she made where she stood up for women's sports.
Unspoken rules in professional athletics that you break at your own risk. You never provoke a quiet force. You avoid giving a rising superstar any extra motivation. And most importantly, you never take a cheap shot at the most trusted teammate of a franchise leader. Clearly, the Connecticut Sun ignored that understanding. What unfolded on the court between the Indiana Fever and their Eastern Conference rivals was far from a routine basketball game. It became a controlled and dominant performance. This complete display will stand as a lesson reviewed in film sessions for years. The night began with a major media announcement that sent waves across the sports world, but it ended in a difficult outcome for the visiting team. This game delivered one powerful message to the entire WNBA. Touch Sophie Cunningham, and Caitlin Clark will respond with complete dominance. To understand the full impact of this moment and the intense mental battle involved, we must look back at the charged atmosphere before the game. The arena was not just loud. It carried an overwhelming energy. The reason? Just hours before tip-off, a major and defining announcement captured the attention of sports media everywhere.
That I don't normally do. Not that you did a great job coaching, that you did a great job of getting the hell out of Caitlin Clark's way today. When the GOAT has the ball in her hands, there's nothing anybody can do. This was a masterclass. This is why she is the best show in the business. Must-see television. Caitlin Clark put on an absolute dominant performance versus the Connecticut Sun. 27 points, 11 assists in just 27 minutes. Indiana Fever beat the absolute dog crap, beat the brakes off the Connecticut Sun. 123-88, 70 points.
Caitlin Clark had just been named the sole global cover athlete for the deluxe edition of NBA 2K27. Take a moment to understand the importance of that achievement. This was not a regional promotion, a limited digital release, or a small campaign. This marked the first time a WNBA player had been featured at the highest level of a global sports gaming platform. It was more than recognition. It was a defining moment. Clark stepped onto the court already carrying a historic presence, representing both the financial growth and cultural relevance of the league. Inside the Fever locker room, the energy reflected the excitement usually seen after winning a championship. The atmosphere was strong, supported by a passionate crowd wearing custom gear and holding handmade signs, ready to celebrate their star player with an unforgettable performance. However, the Connecticut Sun made a serious mistake. Entering the arena, the visiting team reacted negatively to the overwhelming focus on Indiana. They refused to be part of Clark's historic moment or appear as supporting figures in a major event. Instead, they chose to embrace a disruptive role, attempting to interrupt the celebration and turn the game into a physical and demanding contest. They misread Indiana's confidence as weakness, which became their most costly error.
Athlete for NBA 2K27 Deluxe Edition. She's obsessed with the work. Pre-order NBA 2K27 now. I've taken a break from 2K. I haven't played 2K the last 6 years. I'm not going to play. It's the same game, repackaged over and over again. But Caitlin Clark on the cover. Love to see it. Caitlin Clark on the cover. Absolutely loved it. This should have happened year one. This should have happened year two. But you know what? They're not just going to throw her on the WNBA edition like Angel Reese and Asia Wilson. She's not going to get a participation trophy like those two. Oh, yeah, here you go, WNBA edition. Oh, really? For me? Nah, see, don't worry, Caitlin. Don't worry. In 25...
Determined to disrupt the newly recognized 2K cover athlete, the Sun abandoned traditional strategies and adopted a far more aggressive approach. Music. Within their game plan, they clearly understood that limiting Clark's long-range shooting was extremely difficult. They also lacked the speed to match her vision on the court. As a result, their focus shifted toward targeting the emotional strength of the team by going after Sophie Cunningham, a key source of Indiana's toughness. That was the moment Anissa Morrow became involved. In a highly physical, careless, and unnecessary collision that left viewers reacting strongly, Morrow struck Cunningham. This was not a routine contest for possession or a standard play under the basket. It was a forceful and deliberate statement, a moment that moved beyond strong defense and into clear disrespect toward Cunningham.
Getting praise from anybody with half a brain cell today. No doubt about it. Now, right here, double technicals for Sanaya Rivers and Caitlin Clark, who exchanged words after a Connecticut foul. That's 7 technicals for Caitlin Clark. One more, and she will be suspended. I hope they rescind this one because I thought it was complete bullshit. You see that score, 123-88. The Indiana Fever set a record for points in the first half of a game with 70 tonight. Wow. Yeah, and Caitlin Clark started this game fast. She never really took her foot off the pedal at all. And I got to tell you, if teammates could have made some shots, she might have had 16, 17, 18 assists tonight. There were a lot of shots missed on passes that she made directly to her.
Cunningham hit the floor with a heavy impact. The sound echoed clearly through the arena and into the broadcast. For a brief and tense moment, the entire venue fell silent. The crowd held its breath as medical staff prepared to respond from the sidelines. The visiting team appeared to believe they had achieved their objective, expecting that this display would break the Fever's confidence and disrupt their rhythm. However, they underestimated the strength of the player they challenged. Sophie Cunningham is not an ordinary competitor. She is resilient and determined. Instead of remaining on the floor or calling for assistance, she quickly stood back up, refusing to give in. She returned to the game immediately, sending a clear message that this Indiana team cannot be shaken, pushed aside, or controlled through physical tactics.
They are playing in the CC style. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are an unguardable backcourt. Kelsey Mitchell's passing the ball. The girl shoots at an efficient clip. Aaliyah Boston had 20 points, 20 minutes. I mean, damn, they beat the hell out the Connecticut Sun. Let's get a look at these GOAT highlights, please. Please. Let's get into these GOAT highlights, man. They can't stop CC.
Till up. People don't.
Let's take a look at these highlights, man. Caitlin Clark put on a show, loading up threes. First play of the game. Bang! Baghdad! First play of the game. Y'all can't stop her. Snatch back. Pull up from the parking lot. Pulled up from the parking lot. Where's $50 to park at? Getting into the lane. And one. You can't stop her. They ain't even call it. Reverse is too easy for Caitlin Clark. She's unguardable. Another 3. Baghdad! They can't stop her. She's pulling up. She's pulling up from Hawkeye Arena. What a pass to Aaliyah Boston, man. Caitlin Clark can't be stopped. If you think there's anybody as good as in basketball as Caitlin Clark, you're either drunk, on drugs, you're delusional, you need to check into a mental ward, something is wrong. Pump fake, step back, cash. This girl's unguardable, man. The girl's unguardable. She hit, 5 threes in the first half, coming off. Look at that pad. Bounce pass to Aaliyah Boston and one. The best pick and roll.
However, the real danger was not building within Cunningham. As officials rushed to control the rising tension, the national broadcast cameras turned to Caitlin Clark's face. The bright, widely recognized smile seen on the 2K27 promotional images had completely disappeared. All of the pre-game excitement was gone, replaced instantly by a cold and focused stare. Her attention was locked in. She did not argue with referees, gesture in frustration, or react emotionally. She simply fixed her gaze on the Connecticut sideline with complete focus. The Sun did not realize it, but in that exact moment, they had already set the course for their own outcome. What followed will be studied for years as a clear example of competitive response. Clark shifted into another level, displaying a form of control rarely seen in the WNBA. The Fever moved away from standard offense and into a sharp and coordinated attack. Clark began hitting deep shots from near midcourt with calm precision that wore down defenders and removed their confidence. Whenever Connecticut adjusted, tried to trap her, or sent multiple defenders, she responded with ease. She delivered accurate passes, including no-look and behind-the-back plays, breaking through the defense with control and vision. The game turned into a fast-paced contest fully directed by Clark's rhythm. She controlled every moment, making experienced players struggle to keep up. The pressure became clear on the faces of the Sun players. They were overwhelmed, outmatched, and physically exhausted. They were caught in a difficult situation created by a star player who showed no hesitation.
Who appears on the Standard Edition, and former NBA MVP Derrick Rose, who was featured on the Ultra Edition, honoring his legendary career. The moment shows off another significant achievement for Clark, who has become one of the biggest faces in basketball since entering the WNBA. Caitlin Clark calls NBA 2K27 cover pretty surreal. Speaking with Bleacher Report after the announcement, Clark admitted receiving the cover honor was something she never imagined as a child. Quote, "It's pretty cool and pretty surreal," Clark said. "As a kid growing up, you're always watching to see who's going to be on the next cover of 2K. She also emphasized what the recognition means for women's basketball. Quote, "I think it's cool to see where the women's game is at this point too. People are getting excited about what the women's game can bring." Clark said she hopes seeing a WNBA player featured prominently in one of the world's most popular sports video games inspires the next generation of young athletes. Quote, "Hopefully young kids love it, and hopefully it can show a lot of young girls too about what they can achieve one day." The Fever Guard also reflected on sharing the spotlight with Rose and Wembanyama, calling it an honor she doesn't take lightly. She revealed she first met with Rose while attending a basketball tournament in 7th grade and called Wembanyama one of her favorite NBA players, recalling that the Spurs star once gifted her a game-worn signed jersey that remains one of her favorite collectibles. Damn, they gave Sophie Cunningham a 78 in 2K? I want to see what that three-point percentage rating's looking like. I want to see what that three-point percentage is looking like.
When the final buzzer finally sounded to end the game, the scoreboard showed a result that almost seemed unreal, 23-88. Take a moment to absorb that, 23-88. It was a clear and dominant result witnessed by everyone watching. Clark did more than win the game. She took full control, finishing with 27 points and 11 assists. This strong double-double performance was driven by focus, team loyalty, and high-level play. It stood as both a statement and a display of excellence. The message reached across the entire league. If you choose to play recklessly or target my teammates, I will respond at the highest level. I will push the game beyond reach and turn the moment into a defining performance. Clark did more than support Cunningham. She elevated the entire Indiana team, showing that this group plays with unity and stands together. This mindset is a key reason she was chosen to represent a global brand. It goes beyond statistics or shooting ability. It reflects leadership, discipline, and a player who does not accept disrespect toward her team.
Up her 7th technical foul because we got bums on the Connecticut Sun. Diamond Miller, you played a good game. You talking trash. You're down 30. You fouling Caitlin Clark after the whistle. When we walk into our benches for timeouts, you're still grabbing and fouling. All this stuff. You got Sanaya Rivers trash talking. You down 30. Look at the scoreboard. Caitlin Clark told her, look at the scoreboard, bum. Caitlin Clark gets a 7 technical. Check this out.
And the join continuing.
But you told her, look at the scoreboard. You doing all that trash talking. Look at the scoreboard. Sanaya Rivers was the one starting all of that. Caitlin Clark gets a bogus 7 technical foul. Trash talking, and you down by 30. You down by 30, Sanaya Rivers. You look like a straight clown. Straight clown. You down by 30. You getting belt to ass, but you talking trash. That's why you're not good. That's why the Connecticut Sun stink. Like, it is what it is, man. Let's get into the stats for the Indiana Fever because they played a hell of a game. The big three was on point, man. Aaliyah Boston, 22 points, 10 of 14. With her 22 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds in just 20 minutes. Kelsey Mitchell, 9 of 16, 3 of 6 from 3. She had 23 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Caitlin the GOAT Clark, 27 points and 11 assists in just 27 minutes. Now, I'm telling you right now, if Caitlin Clark would have played in this fourth quarter, she would have had 40.
When the game ended and the arena settled, Caitlin Clark walked off the court carrying the Global 2K27 recognition while leaving Connecticut facing a difficult result. Every team in the league has now taken notice. The road to success clearly runs through Indiana. And if any opponent plans to rely on overly physical or questionable tactics, they must be ready for a strong response. This game became a defining moment, combining major headlines with intense on-court competition. The Sun challenged Indiana's toughness and paid a heavy price, leading to one of the most memorable individual performances recorded. Thank you for following this full recap. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you do not miss any updates, and stay with us for the next detailed breakdown of the biggest stories in sports.